Hello, online merchants. This is Jordan Malik. This is the second video. I'm talking about back to school, how to cash in on back to school by selling products on Amazon and even eBay. This is going to give you a lot of ideas if you're an eBay seller. So if you missed the first video, just go to jordanmalik.com/school. In the first video, scroll down about halfway down the page. The first video will be there. So the back to school webinar that I'm talking about is available at the same page, jordanmalik.com/school, and it is a 90-minute webinar and accompanying guide. And this is really jam-packed with info. You say, well, 90 minutes, so there's a lot of information covered in there. These two ladies running the webinar. It's pre-recorded. Jessica and Beth. They're no nonsense. So they get right into why back to school selling season is so lucrative for sellers. And give you proof of what examples are selling and the psychology behind the buyer. So it's going to contain, when you look at it, there's going to be a lot of product ideas. And these products that I'm talking about are things that you can buy in retail stores. Really the time to do that is like right now through like the first half of July, when there's not the huge throes of demand for products to back to school. Because if you wait till like August, you're going to be competing with other buyers that are just buying for their kids or whatever. So start looking right after 4th of July in your local flyers for your major retail stores and your grocery stores, etc. Looking for things like themed backpacks and pencils and paper and folders, etc. I had to find myself pausing the webinar and taking a lot of notes because there's so many ideas in here of what to buy. And the previous video at this of this series tells you why it's so lucrative. So you can also there's a lot of examples of bundles, which I'm going to get into later, creating bundles of similar themed products, and they go into a lot of examples in the webinar of bundles and why they're so profitable, and it gives you a lot of ideas on what you can do to create your own, so you kind of set yourself apart from the competition on Amazon or eBay. When you log in after you pay the $47 for the webinar, look like a little bit like this. You'll have a login page and the companion guides on the right. The 90-minute webinar is one video on the left. Very simple. This is why this is a must-have training for you, I think, because I also do a lot of selling on Amazon. The webinar covers every target market within back to school. In the first video at jordanmalik.com/school, I talked about how this is a buying season for practically everybody. So if you're not a buyer can be a parent, a college student, a high school student, or a grandparent who's buying for their grandkids. If you're not a buyer, you're a demander. The people that are demanding products that don't have the buying power themselves, they're not holding the wallet as kids, essentially. They're demanding specific things. All right, back when you and I were in school, if we wanted a Mickey Mouse folder, we probably got told, well, you're going to get just a basic red folder and you can draw your own ears on it. Well, today, parents are catering and grandparents catering to their kids, and they're getting them exactly what they want, and they're willing to pay a little bit more to get their hands on that. The webinar also discusses something that I hadn't really thought of a lot, and I can't disclose much more than this, but you can actually profit with back-to-school items year-round. And they go into that in the webinar, and again, I can't give it away. I don't want to mention it here because it's not fair to the people who bought the webinar training. But your spike in demand is, of course, the back-to-school season, which is roughly July through September, or late July through September. But there's certainly a market that will be coming back looking for specific items, and they get into the webinar, and that happens year-round. So this is also a must-have training, in my opinion, because it touches upon every sellable category. For instance, if you're on eBay, you can sell in just almost any category that you can think of. And Amazon, by default, you're approved in things like toys and games, electronics, books, CDs, DVDs, office supplies, etc. So the back-to-school consumer, whether it's the child or the student or the parent, there's so many different categories that will achieve a lift in demand. So just real briefly, one thing is like electronics, right? So a kid goes away to college and he needs a new clock radio or a stereo. That's just as an example. So you got to be thinking of these things as you're outsourcing, just not the traditional products that you already know of that are, whether they be textbooks or folders or notepads or pens or backpacks, etc. You can also be thinking outside the scope when you're sourcing for other things. And every product you should be looking at now, if you're doing retail arbitrage and going in stores to find stuff, you should be thinking, gee, is there going to be an added demand for this because back to school season is about to hit? Okay. Here's an example that's in the webinar itself, and I've blurred out a lot of the critical information, not the critical information, but the type of product, because I don't want to give it away. It is a bundle. It does contain a backpack, but bundling products is not required for you to make great profits during the back-to-school season, but I suggest it highly because this separates you from the pack of people selling the same exact individual product. When you bundle, you can make your own unique spin. And all the bundles that they pointed out that I looked at, the bundles that were put on Amazon that they use an example in this webinar that they just recorded maybe a week or two ago, they're all sold out. And look at the price of this. This is $129.95. This is the bundle of products that are themed, a character theme I won't reveal, but you'll learn that when you buy the webinar. And it's hard to replicate. It creates a barrier to entry because no seller is going to be able to most likely achieve creating the exact same bundle and undercut you on price. Okay. This is sold for $129.95 and it's sold out now. The webinar also goes into dollar merchandise because of Jessica, Jessica Larrew, who helped co-create the back-to-school webinar. Because of her previous learnings that you read about on my blog, if you go to jordanmalik.com/blog and do a search for her name, Jessica Larrew, I've learned a lot from her in the past year and a half or so about buying stuff that really cost me $1, $1.50, 88 cents, $1.95, $2, and selling it for 6, 7, 8 times or more the price, leaving me with an ROI of like anywhere from like 300 to 1,000%. There's a lot of merchandise out there, not just for back to school, which we'll get into the webinar, but just in general. There's a lot of merchandise out there, not necessarily dollar store merchandise, but stuff that you can find in liquidation stores, grocery stores, clearance aisles at major retailers like Target and Walmart, that somebody who's an Amazon Prime customer will pay $9, $10, $11, $12 for. And just by default, for you eBay sellers, these $1 items are typically small and lightweight, right? Think about it. An item that you're going to buy for $1 is typically small, it's typically lightweight, which helps you in terms of the shipping cost. Okay, so there's a lot of examples of stuff that's very inexpensive. The time to be sourcing this stuff, to be learning from this webinar, and then sourcing is like right now or like right after the July 4th holiday, because the stores are just going to start putting this stuff on sale. But as demand picks up, as you get closer to the closer to the back-to-school season, it's going to be harder for you to find the merchandise at the right price, and the stores are going to actually probably be increasing their prices or taking stuff off sale. They're going to be regular retail as you get closer, and it's going to be harder for you as somebody who does retail arbitrage, buying low and selling high. It's going to be a little bit harder for you to find stuff that you can make a significant profit from if you're buying up everything too late at retail. So the time to be looking right now is right now. Walmart, for an example, I don't know if they have backpacks yet. They probably do. But their backpacks now, I bet you, if you go into your local Walmart and you find a themed character backpack like Dora the Explorer, Mickey Mouse, or the Transformers, etc., their backpacks are probably going to be $9.99, $12.99. The smaller bags for toddlers are probably going to be $6.99, $7.99. Their selection is going to get slimmer and slimmer as time goes on up until the back to school hits. So their selection is going to get slimmer, and the prices are probably not going to be sale priced the closer you get to back to school. So now is the time to be buying. If you do a lot of retail arbitrage, buying low, you can buy low and then sell for full retail or even higher than full retail. Okay. If you're one of the last sellers who's hung on to your Transformers backpacks that you picked up for $11 a piece at Kmart and Walmart or whatever, and you're waiting till the crunch time, the 2 weeks before back to school officially starts, you're most likely going to be able to command a premium above retail when you're selling it. So an $11 backpack may sell for $33, $35, $39, $95. I've seen it happen. I've practiced it myself. You eBay sellers, I haven't forgotten you. The other day I went to a major drugstore and bought out a individual store from a major drugstore chain and bought out their entire clearance rack. Okay, about half of their stuff I had to donate, but the other half was profitable. One of the things that I got was like 7 or 8 dry erase calendars. They're a smaller one than these. They only have like a week's worth of Sunday through Saturday that you dry erase and you write your whatever was on for your calendar. But it's a magnet that goes in your refrigerator. Look at some of the prices on these. $23.95. I paid $1 a piece for mine, and mine don't look like these. I'm not going to fool myself on eBay. I'll probably get $9.95, $10.95 a piece for them, but I only paid $1, and I got 7 of them, so my total profit might be $30 or $40. So look at these prices very recently, April 26th, etc. These are dry erase calendars that stick on your fridge. They're not that big, right? They stick on your refrigerator. It's $16.95, $16.95, $23.95. Okay, so start thinking about these things. Everybody, all the buyers, the folks who are buying, whether parents or kids or teenagers or grandparents, everybody wants to get organized because it's back to school season. Okay, we're going to get organized. We're going to buy a calendar for the fridge, right? Things like that happen. Back to school trickles into different product categories and different ideas that you haven't thought of. Also included in the webinar, again, you can buy it at jordanmalik.com/school, and I'll get into the guarantee and the price in a moment. Where to buy products. They reveal where to buy products, their proven locations. These are major national retail chains that they talk about. They go into great in depth about bundles, although that's not required for you to profit in the back to school season. When to buy what in terms of the months, July, August, September. They're going to tell you key things to keep your eyes peeled for. You know, June, July, August, September. What happens in each month in the physical retail stores. What to avoid in terms of products that you can't sell specifically on Amazon, and what products to be cautious with. So don't go buying $100 of item X when it may be considered hazmat material, for instance. Okay, what categories to pay attention to in terms of Amazon or eBay, whether it's clothing, which you can't sell on Amazon unless you're approved for the category, or books or electronics, etc. And they show you lots of examples of profit proof items that were bought inexpensively that were sold for 5 to 10 times what they paid for them. There's a couple things this is not going to teach you, so you know before you buy. It's not a step-by-step course on how to sell on Amazon or eBay. This assumes that you already have knowledge of how to sell on Amazon. It does not. The course itself does not refer much to eBay. I think as eBay sellers, you'll get a lot of great product ideas out of it, but it does not teach you how to sell on Amazon or sell on eBay. If you want to learn how to sell on Amazon, I review the four very inexpensive courses for you. If you've never sold on Amazon before, there's a free ebook and a free video that describes these low-cost courses. You can get them at You can get the review guide and the review video at jordanmalik.com/courses. The webinar and the accompanying guide at jordanmalik.com/school does not provide buy lists of what to buy. That defeats the purpose of this course. When I say it defeats the purpose, maybe at least 500 people are going to end up buying this course. And if everybody's going out buying the exact same product, the exact SKU of the Minnie Mouse pencil packs or whatever, it's going to create too much competition. You're going to have sellers undercutting each other. So don't worry, it is going to give you ideas of what to buy. It's not going to specifically give you it's not going to tell you go buy these items. This course doesn't work like that. And it also doesn't tell you, give you the intricacies on how to bundle for Amazon according to their policy. Okay, now again, bundling products, a Transformers backpack and Transformers notebook and folders and erasers and shoelaces as a bundle, for instance. It doesn't go into exactly how to bundle a product in terms of Amazon's you bag this, you give it a barcode, etc. Doesn't go into any of that, but I have a lot of information for you that's either low cost or free you go to jordanmalik.com/blog/bundle, jordanmalik.com/blog/bundle, if you want to get some knowledge. And you can learn enough probably just from the official Amazon page on bundling for sellers that's at that link itself. Let's talk about the money back guarantee. So the back to school webinar is $47. It's half price if you're an Amazon Bootcamp member. Amazon Bootcamp is a $299 course that tells you everything soup to nuts how to sell on Amazon. And the Amazon Bootcamp members get a coupon code of the Facebook group. That's a private Facebook group for the Amazon Bootcamp members only, and you get 50% off. But it's $47 for everybody else. And Jessica Larrew, the creator of the course, offers a 30-day no questions asked money back guarantee. And this is really a no-brainer, folks. If you want to cash in or you want to make a lot of money for back to school season, you need this webinar. 30-day money back guarantee. And I am doing something no other partner does, and that is I'm going to offer an extended money back guarantee for the remaining 335 days. So not only do I back up Jessica, who is a very reliable and honest person, I back up her guarantee, but say on day 180, back to school season is come and gone, you feel like you didn't make any money and the guide was a waste, all you do is forward me your PayPal receipt when you bought the course, send it to me at jordanmalik@gmail.com, and request a refund, and I will pay you the $47 or whatever you paid. If you paid the half price deal, I will pay you out of my own pocket. All the details are at jordanmalik.com/school. All the details in the course, the videos describing the course, jordanmalik.com/school, and the information about my money back guarantee. Good luck, and I will see you with me making some great profits for the back to school season. See you out there. Bye-bye.